Hello and welcome back to my page. You're very welcome here. Killavullen versus Kinsale, Division 6 Hurling League in Killavullen last Saturday, and the weather was a fine summer's day. If you enjoy this content, please leave the name of your club in the comments. I might go and see them play. There's always a gate open, isn't there? I love these league matches. They're at the back end of the league. There might be a little bit of a chance of silverware for both parties, or maybe a promotion, or maybe a demotion. There's something at stake, and it's nowhere near the ferocity of championship, but there are lads that are togging out and playing in this type of a game that have ambitions. Big ambitions, and everyone's ambition is completely different at this time of year. Some people are like, I'm going to be the top scorer, I'm going to captain us to victory. Other lads might be just dreaming of, will I get a run, will I get a start? Other lads are looking on with injuries, hoping that better days are ahead for them, and they're watching on here with eager fascination, as was I. And this was a very, very interesting game. Killavullen, who are actually playing in red, came out of the blocks fairly well, but it was Kinsale who took the grips of this game about 10 minutes in. At the 10-minute mark, they were even enough in score. I think it was like, here's the first goal actually, comes off the post here, and first to it is a Kinsale man, and you got to take your chances in this game, and he took his. There we go, it's 1-3 to 1-2, and not much in it, but then Kinsale just started to take control completely. Got another goal here, and full disclosure, I was unaware that Kinsale were playing in blue and white, and I was like, Jesus Christ, Killavullen are lifting here. So much so that I was like, oh my God, am I taking too much footage here now of Killavullen, because that's the parish I live in? But no, I wasn't. I was taking the footage of Kinsale, and they were absolutely outstanding. Killavullen had a raft of wides and missed opportunities. But that's just the first half, guys. There's two halves in every game, but they did miss a lot of chances off the post here again. Unlucky and wide. And I'll tell you now, the linesman had some step in him. This is the fella then that told me, John is his name, John Hannon, great photographer, and his son was playing for Killavullen, not Kinsale, very confusing. But he told me that they were playing in red. And I was like, oh shit. Look, there's the castle in the background, very picturesque altogether. But Killavullen continued to miss their chances. Here's another chance going to begging. Great block down. That's the post, the block down, and several wides in the first half. And when they look back at this game, they probably will be enthused because they created these chances. And on the other side, Kinsale were just taking theirs. There's my young fella. He found me. The ref going in for a glass of water. I'm in Kinsale on the 26th of November. Come and see me there. Two big differences in the sidelines there. And once again, at the start of the game, look at this for a ruck here. They practiced this in the warm-up. I was watching this in the warm-up and I thought it was great intensity. And rucks are so important in hurling. And they win it, they break it down, they field it out. Great little sidestep, and another sidestep here by the star of the show for Kinsale and over the bar. And I was thinking, Jesus, is this going to be a long day for Killavullen? And Kinsale were just chomping at the bit and trying to just get this game completely finished, because at half time they were up 5 points at half time, and then they clipped over another 2 or 3 points early in the second half, and it looked for all the world that Killavullen were going to be embarrassed in their own doorstep, and then that went over. And I think this free here kind of rose the blood a small bit. A great catch here, and then this score is sensational. Look at this, over the bar from midfield, and now it was a little bit more respectable, still 4 points down, but now was Killavullen's period of dominance, and in fairness, they were awesome, blitzing over. I think it was 8 or 9 unanswered scores against a team that looked for all the world to just be getting out of there with all the points at half time. But fantastic spirit and fantastic long distance scores, and we were in a game here, lads. All of a sudden, I didn't think we were going to see it. This young fella was very impressive, the fella with the yellow helmet, and I think he's only a young fella coming onto the team. But he scored, won a few dirty balls. Here's my score of the match, the magic match moment. Conversations with Cornelius, my podcast, check it out. This fella just stormed through, couldn't catch it. Possibly, in my opinion, should have gone for a goal, but it was a brilliant score nonetheless. And, you know, in games, you got to take your chances. Great blocking, great battling here by Killavullen. For me, I was like, yeah, Killavullen are going to take this away here now. You know, they were showing great spirit, great determination on top of Kinsale in the second half, and scores going over almost all the time. You know, the wides were a long distance memory. But Kinsale, they're not going to be beaten easily. They made a few subs and they reduced the deficit fairly quickly, but it was tit for tat then, you know, tit for tat. And I still thought, yeah, home advantage and the stronger second half. It's looking completely here for a home win. But look at the ruck again, the fight, the spirit, the dedication. And they were eking it out, getting back into this game slowly but surely. Tit for tat, another score. This venue is great for filming because you can get really up high and see the match from all different angles. Here is the moment that changed the game. There's literally nothing between the teams at this stage. A puck of a ball, and there we go. Kinsale back in dominance, and this fella number 11 was absolutely outstanding. Final nail in the coffin, and here to kind of equalise it was a chance that went to begging and it went wide. And wides, when you look back at it, and I suppose scores that weren't taken and chances that went to miss. And there's another score for Kinsale. I think, honestly, there's nothing between these two teams, and on another day it could have gone either way on another day. Sure, what do I know, lads? What do I know? Anyway, it was a lovely day. It was great to do a club match again, and that was the final score, 118 to 313. There's my young fella spending my money. Killavullen's a lovely pitch. Yeah, I'll be back. Come and see me in Kinsale.